We have a trial conducted with 75 women in China that gives a 100 yen bill, while another 75 women in China were given 100 yen in the form of smaller bills. Among those given a single bill, 60 spent all or some of the money, and with those the smaller, 68 spent some or all. We want to use a 0.05 significance level to test the claim that when given a single larger bill, a smaller proportion of women in China spent all or some of the money. So in other words, we want to, if we call the women who were given the 100 yen bill P1, we want to test that P1 is less than P2. So we are going to use StatCrunch to do this. So remember that when you use StatCrunch in my math lab, you need to go to the Mastering Course Home, StatCrunch. I have to then click on the website, which brings me up this, and then open. So once you get this open, here you're going to go to Stat. You're going to go down to Proportion Stats, and you're going to go to To Sample. Now in this case, you don't have data, you have summary. So you need to click on summary because you were given the information. If you had data, obviously you'd use the first one. So in sample 1, I had 60 successes and 75. And then I had 68 out of 75. I'm going to first do the hypothesis test. We're going to do 0 here. And we're going to do, I want to do less than. So if I move this over here, you can see here I rearrange this. P1 is less than P2. And my confidence interval they told me was 0.95. Oh, I don't need that right now. And so then I'm going to compute. And so you can see right here my test statistic is negative 0.185. And it also gives me the p-value. Now, I can come back here, proportion stats, to samples with summary. I can do the same thing and I can get a confidence interval, 75, 68, 75. Come down here to confidence interval. Now, I don't want a 95, I want 5% each, so I actually want a 90% confidence interval because remember to compare to the one-sided test, I have to do that and then compute. And so right there, negative 0.2 to negative 0.01 is my confidence interval. And we can see they give you the error value as well. This is all below 0. So this would show that, hey, less did. And it compares to what we did earlier. So you can see StatCrunch does a pretty nice job of this as well, and gives you some options. I wanted to go back and look at something. I noticed when I was saying this that I hadn't noticed earlier. I'm going to put back in this here, 60 to 75, 68 to 75. Doesn't look like I can change this did a 95% confidence interval, hypothesis test. It doesn't look like it will change the hypothesis. So here's the thing though, it doesn't actually matter what the significance level is until you go and compare it. So if you need to know that, this p-value and stuff, this actually won't change for that. It's just what you're comparing it to. In our case, we're looking, is it under 0.05? So that doesn't actually matter. I was thinking for a minute it did, and it didn't. I talked myself right out of it. That's okay. That way, I think through all these things sometimes at the last minute. But anyways, that shows you how to do both of these. These will give you all the answers you want for these.